Hosier.
Letter?
Hosier.
Oh, sure. Gesundheit.
Should have done Ozzy. It feels like it should be Ozzy week as we remember the great Ozzy Osbourne.
It should be. I should have busted out the guitar.
Oh.
Did a little Crazy Train.
Could you do Crazy Train?
I can.
All right, maybe next episode.
All right, next episode.
Frankie C performs Crazy Train. AOA podcast back for another episode. It's Epstein Central again. It feels, Frankie C, like it's 2020 all over again, doesn't it?
I told you this was never. Every day it's going to be something. You were like, nah. I think this time around we're not going to hear from Trump every day. You know, I'm like, no, it's never going to stop.
No, I said no. I said we were gonna. This Epstein thing wasn't gonna go away. I said we wouldn't be dealing. Are you talking about when I said we wouldn't be talking about Trump
dealing with about Trump every day? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the Epstein thing should stick around, and everybody should be talking about it.
Yeah. Well, we are going to be Epstein, Trump, Ghislaine Maxwell, the files. Maybe we'll do a little Ozzy talk. Maybe Bezos might buy a network. We got a lot of stuff to get to. We got a podcast, my friends. Let's go. So much is happening with Epstein too. And you know what's really driving me crazy? The amount of like new people that are talking about Ghislaine Maxwell and are like going back to the Ghislaine. They're like calling her Ghislaine or Ghislaine, or there's like 17 pronunciations for Ghislaine.
Like they're hearing it or reading it for the first time.
Yeah. It's kind of driving me crazy. It's like, it's like people who say especially or espresso, and just like every time I cringe a little bit. But anyway, Frankie C, today's news, there's a lot here. There's a couple of different layers to this. We'll start with the fact that a Florida judge blocked the grand jury testimony from Jeffrey Epstein's case from being released, which begs the question. And basically, essentially what the judge said was, hey, there are rare times where we can unseal grand jury testimony. She was basically like, the whole purpose for grand jury testimony is so that it could be done in secret, so that we can do, decide on cases, if things need to go to trial or whatnot. And that's a special thing that needs to be protected. So this is not one of those cases where it begs releasing, is essentially what she was saying, which leads me to immediately think and believe that the administration asked for this, knowing full well they were going to lose, so that they could say, we tried. It wasn't us, And as I've said a million times before, and everybody can go back to Monday's episode, I appreciate the attempt at the grand jury release, that testimony release. However, you're sitting on a pile of more documents than anything we've ever seen or heard of before. So
but they don't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. What documents? There's nothing to see here, folks.
Yeah. And then maybe the biggest thing to come out of today, which I don't know if a lot of people are jumping on, but it was a few weeks ago when a reporter outside the White House asked President Trump if he was notified by the DOJ that his name was included in the Epstein files, if Pam Bondi briefed him and told him he was included. He said, no. And that turns out to be an outright lie, because as the Wall Street Journal is reporting,
lied. Stop. How could you believe a single word the guy says ever? Honestly.
The Wall Street Journal is reporting today that Pam Bondi notified the President of the United States back in May that his name shows up several times in the Epstein files.
Sure does.
He lied, which in the past would have been a crime. I mean, essentially, when you go back to President Clinton and the what's her name there? Lewinsky. That's essentially why he was impeached, because he lied. Well, you're president, you're under oath, you lie under oath. That's a crime. You can't do that in the United States of America. And most people only come across it when they're in court. And
Oh, but you see, the president has immunity now. All of a sudden, he can do whatever he wants and get away with it for some reason.
I mean, that might be true now with all the recent, rulings from the courts, from the Supreme Court. So this would probably get tangled up and go absolutely nowhere. But I mean, he lied. That's a lie. I don't know how you prove that that's not a lie.
He lied, and I mean, the guy lies every time he opens his mouth. There's another lie. He just keeps talking, and whatever comes to mind pops out of his mouth, and he'll say whatever he has to say. He'll lie, and he'll deny that he ever said this or that, and there's videotape of him saying this or that, and he just does not stop. I don't understand why anybody would listen to him and go, oh, this time he's telling the truth. I got it. Okay, I could trust this. Why? What has he said or done that has earned your trust?
A couple of weeks ago, we did a poll. We read a poll that was conducted over his handling of this, and I think it was like 17% supported him, 20% wasn't really sure, and 63% agreed that he was doing a bad job at handling the Epstein stuff. And I would love to see what those numbers are now, because I can't imagine that 17%.
No way they went up. Yeah, there's no way the pro-Trump stuff has gone up. I mean, nothing positive has come out or anything. I mean, it's all been Epstein, and it's like this is something he's not going to get away from. It's just going to everybody's just going to keep bringing it up until we get these files. And I mean, and he could sit there and say that, oh, they could deny it all they want, but they were told. He was told that at least his name is in it. I mean, so there's obviously other people, when she said, Pam Bondi said there's no list, obviously there's at least one name on the list. And Trump's in there. So there's a name, but we have to see where else and how he's in there. So, if the other thing is, if he was innocent of stuff and this was all nothing and a hoax, they would release it and say, look, see, it's nothing to see here.
Right.
But no, it's a hoax cooked up by the Democrats. You're an idiot.
And now that's why this all starts to make a lot more sense, right? Him blaming it on the Democrats is because he knew in May he was in it. And he started he just softened his base for it. Like, hey, everybody, this is a Democratic hoax. Typical Democrats doing their typical same old stuff. And now it's like, because he knew that this day was going to come, and he knew that was going to be his way out of that was going to be his way of snaking out for his supporters.
Doesn't make any sense, because he was president for 4 years. He had control of these files for those 4 years. He was president. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. He was president when Epstein was in jail and died.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're correct.
And he, so if he had control of these things, why wouldn't he say it then? Now all of a sudden that his name is on this thing. Oh, it's a hoax cooked up by the Democrats. Okay, now it is, but not years ago. Right now it is.
Which goes back to the point of that he's just mishandling this horribly, because it's only going to continue to compound. And like him lying about it to the reporter that day is only going to cause more reporters to ask him about the story now for the Wall Street Journal. And you could only go back to the Wall Street Journal is lying and making this up so many times. Like Peter Doocy and all these White House reporters, they're not going to lay off of him. They're not going to let him go by saying that. He was told, he was asked a direct question. He has to come out and say, oh, that's not what I meant. Or he's got to have some, which I'm sure he's going to have some excuse, but I just don't understand how people can. I
guarantee he's going to say something like, oh, I never said that. I don't know what you're talking about. Then there'll be videotape of him actually saying that. And then someone will ask him, well, there's videotape of you saying, oh, that's not what I said. If you go back and watch the tapes, that's not what I said. That's a rude question. You shouldn't ask that question. You're a horrible person and you're at a fake station or you're at fake news. That's how he's going to deflect it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's almost verbatim. At this point, you could set your watch by it.
More than likely. And if we were under different political times, this would be, like I said, a bigger deal. Again, this is what Clinton was impeached for, but he lied under oath. I mean, this is,
Yeah, but now that the Republicans are are doing his bidding for him and covering this all up and not releasing Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, they released everybody. They adjourned for the summer.
Yeah.
Early.
9
so they
days
wouldn't have
early.
to vote. So they wouldn't have to vote on the Epstein thing.
Yeah, 9 or 10 days early. Yeah, because they were so afraid that the Democrats were going to raise this vote during another vote that he couldn't chance it. So he was like, we're going to just, and he came out and said, it wasn't like he was like, we're not going to get anything done, so we're going home. It was specifically asked regarding Epstein files, and he was like, we can't let this happen. So we're not going to bring any other votes to the floor.
What do you think? There's not going to be any votes ever on anything? I mean, it's going to happen either now or after they come back.
I think he thought, and not just him, but like perhaps I'm sure there were discussions of like, hey, just get us to August because we'll have the judge thing and whatever that will happen. And hopefully this will subside and go away by then. But I don't think that they realize this will be here in September, October,
going away.
And November. Exactly. It's just not going to go away.
This is too big and too gross and too disturbing and too condemning. It's too it's a massive hit. If he's in this and it says everything that he's guilty of all this stuff, it's over. I feel like everybody has said that in the past. If they get him on this, it's over. If they get him on that, it's over. I feel like this is a different story. This is one of those. If his only defense is, the Democrats cooked it up, which doesn't make any sense.
Well, I don't know if it's over, meaning his like presidency, but it'll be over from a standpoint of they're cooked in the midterm.
Yeah. Midterms are gone.
He'll become a lame duck far earlier than he would have being a one-term president anyway. You know what I mean? Right. He can only do one more this term that he's in now, I mean.
Right.
So I don't know. Again, I don't know what they're all thinking. It's nearsighted thinking, especially for Johnson, because he's got to be the one to be like, I can't go along with you on this.
Well, he is. He is. I mean, he's. You're saying that he should say he can't go along with it, but by delaying this vote and recessing, he's going along with it. He's protecting him.
Yeah,
that's despicable.
And the other thing that I want to say too is I think I've been more than fair to this current administration. Wouldn't you say so? I mean, much to the detriment of my own popularity and everybody giving me a lot of shit for supporting.
I'm all for being fair, but when one side is just dog shit, you have to call it what it is. So I'm not, there's playing devil's advocate, and then there's just pointing out every stupid thing that they do, and it's on a constant basis. And now it's gotten to the, it's not just stupidity; it's disgusting. It's Epstein stuff, and now it's Republicans who are blocking, protecting this president from being exposed potentially, and whomever else can be implicated. It's terrible. I feel like this is something that everybody should rally behind. Yeah, if we could all agree on one thing, it's that people like this should be held accountable. Right. That's something I feel like both sides should be able to go, you're right, let's get together on this and get to the bottom of it. But for some reason, one side seems to be like, no, nothing to see here, and we're gonna make sure you look another way.
Wouldn't you agree from the public standpoint? This is actually something that both sides do agree on. Both
from
sides.
a public standpoint,
right?
But for some reason, Republicans in power in the government, not all of them. There are a bunch that are very release the Epstein files,
right?
Which, to be fair, are some of the ones you wouldn't expect, like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Boebert and a few others. But
you say that, but I feel like they know where their bread is buttered. Their bread is
they
buttered.
do, but they're very, and yeah, you're right. You know what? Now that I say that, they are very vocal about release the Epstein files, release this, release that. But then they vote. I feel like some of them, when they say that, but then they vote to not release it. There was a vote about releasing the Epstein files, and they all voted it down.
Right.
Every Republican, I feel like, voted against it. Right? That was a vote that happened like last week, I feel.
That was like a separate thing. It was only like 7 of them. It was a committee thing, so it wasn't like it was like a whole wide.
Well, whomever, there was a huge. No, it was a big vote. It was you know, it was. I feel like it was in the House, and it was.
Maybe I might have missed it, but I don't think it made it to the House. I know there was one in committee that got shot down. But going back to what I was saying, I think I've been more than fair to this administration, but I've lost patience with them and him handling this, because he should recognize what's important to the people. Like, he's always been really great at that. And that really leads me to be. And the other thing that I've given him far more credit for is I don't think he was really in these files in a malicious way. Knowing what we know, again, and my whole argument always went back to, there's no way Biden sat on groundbreaking, earth-shattering Trump Epstein information for 4 years and didn't not put it out. That's why I think he's in there in not a bad way. But
then why wouldn't they release it?
But now I feel like it's got to be something for him to take this course of action, because I don't think he would have. And I'm not saying, I don't even think it's going to be like, we got a picture of him and a little girl. I don't think it's that. I just think he might be part of the cover up. Like, it might be proven that he definitely knew and didn't say anything, or he pulled some favor for him or Ghislaine or somebody. I think there's something in there. There's some smoking gun in there somewhere that's not a great look for him, that he wanted to avoid getting to. And he thought, I could make this a hoax thing. I can just bat it down and make it go away, and we'll move on. And he was wrong. He misplayed. He doesn't misplay things often. He really misplayed this one.
He misplays a lot of shit. He looks terrible doing most things.
I don't really
know. But the catch is that he never gets called on it. That's the trick.
I want to say, let me clarify. He doesn't misplay things amongst his supporters / people who don't really care.
Oh, he plays very well to his supporters. Yes.
But even people who don't really care are kind of like, yeah, the left is whiny and they're politically correct and they're overly obsessed and they're crazy. I get it. They give him the benefit of the doubt, and he plays that like a fiddle. I don't think we've ever seen him misplay something like this before at this magnitude.
Well, not at this magnitude, but I feel like every time he opens his mouth, he says something that if Biden had said it, everybody would have been like, he's losing his mind. He's an old man. He's off his rocker. He's senile. Trump says shit that doesn't make any sense. And everybody's, oh, that's just Trump.
Well, speaking of which, did you see the thing a couple of weeks ago when he's like, I'm surprised Jerome Powell got the job?
Yeah, exactly. Just like that. There's a perfect example. You appointed him, you idiot.
I thought that was a bad look. I'm surprised that didn't get more play of people being like, what?
What needs to happen is he needs to be called out. When he's called out in the moment, it's a beautiful thing to see, because he stammers, he stumbles. He's like a boxer that gets nailed with a perfect shot to the face, and he just goes back and he's stumbling on the ropes. When he's called out in real time, that's more of that needs to happen. So when he says something like that, that's the problem. Is there's a room full of reporters. One of them, I mean, maybe they're just not. He just lies and does so much crazy batshit stuff that you can't fact check him in real time, because you just don't have the info in your head. But more of that, you need someone that knows this guy inside and out, that could go, nope, you actually appointed him. That you need to be able to, right to his face, just be like, actually, you're an idiot. And then there were no airports in the Civil War. Like, just whenever he says something really dumb, he just needs to be shown on camera how stupid he actually is.
I'm surprised he wasn't called. That was one of those rare instances where I just didn't look into it more, because usually I go watch the full press conference. And that was one where I only saw the clip. I'm surprised nobody followed up with him with like, hey, do you know that you appointed him? Because
what happens is he'll say something batshit crazy, and then it won't get fact checked until the next day. And by that time, something else batshit crazy has happened, and then that won't get fact checked. He just steamrolls, and it just snowballs into a huge thing. And by the time you're catching up to the first thing he said 7 other things, and it's just out of control. So,
yeah,
if he said one batshit thing and he was called out on it, you could keep up with that and be like, all right, here's the thing that you said that was incorrect. But you can't, because by that time, like I said, he's already said 7 other things that are stupid.
100%. I'll tell you what list we're on, Frankie C. We're on the algorithm censored list. So what I need everybody to do right now is hit that share button on this episode if you're watching live on YouTube or Facebook, because between the Meghan Markle army and all sorts of other people, we've just been flagged and we're getting crushed and killed on the algorithm. We got our Facebook account suspended last night. I had to appeal for something that happened back in 2023. And we didn't find out until about 2-3 hours ago that it was restored, and it was all again, one of these false claims against
a hoax
us.
Perpetuated by the Democrats.
It was a hoax. But I suspect the Meghan Markle army behind this. We've upset the Meghan Markle people. And, whenever we used to talk about an Epstein topic, our numbers were always going through the roof. We're like the foremost authority on the Epstein stuff. You go back and look at our playlist, it's huge on all the episodes we've done on Epstein. And now we're just getting hammered down by the algorithms on all those platforms because people keep reporting us for every little thing. So we literally need you to share. It doesn't even matter if you have 5 followers on Twitter. Just hit the share button, put it on Twitter, put it on Facebook, put it wherever you can.
Every share, every like, every subscription helps.
Every one of them. And I hate bringing this up, but we're getting the crap kicked out of us where, we'll get numbers, but it'll take us like 10 days to get them, whereas it used to take us a day and a half to get huge numbers, So you could see it in the live numbers right now. So hit that share button, everybody. Hit the like button. Throw it wherever you can. Text it to people. Text it to your significant others, your mom and dad, your older kids maybe, and help us share the word. It's really important that we keep it going and keep it up. Speaking of which, too, Frankie C, everybody's always wondering what to watch. Blog up on the anthonyonair.com right now, outlining everything that has come to the streaming networks this week, including what I'm looking forward to the most, Happy Gilmore 2.
Hell yeah, baby.
I'm super excited about it. Friday comes out, starts streaming Happy Gilmore 2.
I watch that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff. I'm not going to scroll down the whole thing because I want you guys to go to the page and check it out. But go to anthonyonair.com, click on the blog section, and you'll see what is there. And we'll keep that rolling for as long as we can. Every week we'll update that for everybody. This way they know what's going on in the world of streaming.
I recommend, here's one that I don't know if it's on the list, but it's a show called Tires. Do you watch that?
Oh, I love Tires.
Isn't it great?
Love Tires.
That's a good show. Everybody watch that. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Shane Gillis is very funny. This is season 2. It's far more successful than season 1 was. And season 1 was pretty great.
Season 1 was great. Season 2 is great too. They're working on a 3rd season. And I think season 1 was like 6 episodes. And season 2 was like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know the story behind that show?
No.
It's kind of nutty. I thought, and give props to Shane Gillis. He's really built himself into one of the more hysterical people. Like, I like his stand-up, but I feel like his acting is really good on that show.
Yeah,
like
he is good.
I know he's playing himself kind of. It's kind of like an easy thing, but it's really like, I think he's dynamite. He's knocking it out of the park. But apparently,
and I don't remember his name, but the guy in it that plays his cousin is hysterical.
That's the guy. Okay, so that's what I was going to say. I thought, because I heard that Shane Gillis financed Tires, so I thought that was something that he wrote and came up with. But the truth is, actually, it was that guy, the guy who plays his cousin. he wrote it and he started it, and they hired Shane Gillis before he got hired on SNL and got in trouble all those years ago. So
I heard it's like somewhat autobiographical.
his father owned a tire shop called Valley Forge Tires, and they filmed in the shop on Sundays when it was closed, just basically like screen tests to see if they could sell it. And they wound up selling it to Quibi originally. And then Shane got in trouble, and then Quibi dropped them, and then that was it. And then what happened was, once Shane made enough money, he called everybody back up again, and he was like, hey, we're going to do this. I'm going to finance it myself, or we're going to do it. And then they wound up selling it to Netflix, and now it's like this huge hit. But it was the other mechanic. I don't know the name of the other mechanic. It was the other mechanic guy.
Yeah.
So the cousin knew him. I'm sorry, I don't know all these names. The cousin knew him, and he knew Shane, and that's kind of how those three.
I think his name is.
Yeah, that's how those three kind of put it all together. And again, you look at season 1 versus season 2. They got what's his name? Vince Vaughn is in it. They got all these huge like stars and cameos.
John Lovitz. They got what's his name now? Who plays his father?
Yeah, who was in everything. The guy who was in Sideways and yeah.
He's
really
great.
Good.
He's hysterical.
Yeah, he's really good. But Shane Gillis is fucking hilarious. He's very, very funny.
It's a funny show.
Yeah. That is not on the list because it did not come out this week. This is everything new to streaming.
Gotcha.
But we could kick in an old school Frankie C recommend if you got some of that stuff going on. I'm fucking hooked on Billions. I cannot stop watching this show.
I feel like, is it me, or is it like, I've never watched a single second of Billions.
Yes, go ahead.
But I imagine it's like every other corporate show. Like, what's that one where they hand down the money? Brian Cox, that one with 4 seasons.
Oh, it's so funny that you said that. Because Succession is what you're talking about. I started watching Succession, and I liked Succession so much that I was like, fuck Billy, I'm not going to watch that shit. Showtime, I'm not getting that. I'm an HBO guy. I'm a loyal guy.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just like, I can't believe I let this show go for so long. I'm on season 4, I think 4 or 5. And
that show just looks very boring to me.
I can't.
I've never seen it.
I will tell you this. I got hooked in episode 1, the first scene. I'm like, what is going on here? I'm like, what is happening here? Like the way that show starts, I can't encourage you enough. Watch the first episode. If it's your thing, you're going to like the whole series. If you're not into it, you think it might be boring, then bow out right there. But I would say go to the first 15, 20 minutes. And if you're not intrigued, then pull the cord, but their twists and turns are unlike anything I've ever seen before. I just want to know what's happening next. Good characters. Paul Giamatti is amazing in it. I know that's what gets you. It's like Paul Giamatti. It's like, what is this fucker going to do next? I just can't believe what he's doing right now.
That's over though, right? That show?
It is over. Yeah. Which is really, it almost makes me sad a little bit because I watch it and I go, I'm going to the I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's not a good analogy. I was just going to say it's like dating somebody is got a terminal illness. It's like, why put yourself through it all? Why fall in love? And that's what it feels like. I feel like I know this patient's going to die. Why am I so invested in this? But I can't help it. I love it. I love it.
Find a different metaphor.
Right now, I'm thinking to myself, and I love doing this more than anything. I'm like, how can we wrap this up so I can go watch Billions? That's what I'm thinking in my head right now. It's kind of crazy.
Not cool.
All right. Anyway, Ghislaine Maxwell. Here's the other little con I think the Republicans are running. Not to sound like Frank, but I can't help it because Comer he already issued a subpoena for Ghislaine Maxwell. And what's his name? Mike Johnson he made the point for me. He's like, can we even trust what she says? And I'm like, no. That's why I don't understand why they want to subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell. Do you think that she's honestly going to tell you anything? You think she's going to show up on that stand and be like, here's what everybody's been looking for. Let me name all
maybe not. However, if she wants a reduced sentence, she's going to have to give them something that follows through.
A reduced sentence. She's going to want to walk. She's going to say,
whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is, she's not just going to, it's not going to go, she just says something and they release her. It would be, she has to give them something, some kind of substance to it, something that leads somewhere, something that has proof, something that they could use. It can't just be, oh, it's this guy, and this guy.
But she's gonna want that immunity guarantee before she says it. And I'm sorry, you cannot trust that's like trusting J-Sabs in the salad store to pay.
I get it. I'm not saying that Ghislaine Maxwell is going to be trustworthy in the slightest.
Yeah.
My point is that whatever she says is something that can be investigated.
But do you want to see her walk early?
No.
Like, are you so desperate for what she has? I'm never making that deal. Again, it's Jason.
No, I get it. I don't trust it. What if she hands over 100 guys that are all involved in this thing?
Again, what if J-Sabs pays for all her salads? It's just, it's not.
I don't know.
You're going to put J-Sabs in a room with an old man and expect her not to make a lewd joke? It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that would be extremely hard.
Oh my God, J-Sabs, I didn't even know you were here.
Oh my God, it's like you had no idea.
It's like I didn't put you on. It's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy how this happened. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think she's trustworthy. She's trying to wiggle her way out. And she's not going to say she's got one last stab at this. And I think her delusional mind, she thinks that she's going to get a deal. She's going to get the Supreme Court to turn it over. So she's not going to she's not going to chance ruining that to go tell the Congress the truth.
Well, if she has something that's worth anything, like what if she uncovers a whole big thing where it's like I said, she implicates and leads to the arrest of 100 guys that are all involved in this thing. I mean, what is she serving? 20 years? If they said, all right, now it's 16 years. Now it's, maybe it's a little nicer of a facility. I don't know. I don't want her to, if it were up to me, she wouldn't get out of prison. But I don't know if she if she hands over a ton of people. No, I don't want her to go free for what she did.
Sounds like you're protecting the pedophiles, Frank.
No, you're an idiot. No, I don't know. I feel like
I hear what you're saying.
I hear what she has to say. No.
Right. But is she going to make that deal? Would she make a deal to shave off 4 years, 5 years off her sentence?
Who the hell knows?
I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it.
Maybe that's not the deal. Maybe that's not the only deal that's on the table. Maybe it's, all right, we're going to reduce your sentence, but we'll make sure this happens or make sure that happens or I don't know, something else. We can't get you out of prison for the crazy shit that you did,
right?
That you're in prison for. But we could do this or we could do that. I don't know what I don't know what offers can or have been made in the past, but is reduced sentence the only thing? Maybe there's other things they could do. I have no idea. But I think if she's literally the only person connected to this that's still alive, who else are they going to?
Yeah,
I feel like they should subpoena not only her, but like what happened to all the people that worked for Epstein on his island and all this stuff. I feel like we've said that a million times. The people that the housekeepers and the cooks and the chauffeurs and all these people involved, like where are they and why can't they testify and say, oh, I saw these people, I saw that person, I saw that,
Yeah, well, we know the one chef is Jimmy Kimmel's chef now. We talked about that guy before.
Good Kim.
Yeah, the gardener definitely spoke a little bit. We know that, but yeah, I don't know about any of the
You know, I'm not
others and all
saying
the other people.
Ghislaine Maxwell deserves any kind of leniency on her sentence. She doesn't. But I don't know. Like, is there something else that could be done?
I'd say Chick-fil-A once a week. I'd be like, what if we gave you Chick-fil-A once a week?
Exactly. There you go.
I have a question. Does
Yeah.
anybody actually really still care about this? I don't want to
Yes.
be mean.
No, you're not
Really?
being mean. You're not. It's a great question, J Subs. I can tell you right now that it's trending on Twitter at this very moment. This is, let me see here. There's 729,000 posts about Trump and Epstein.
I don't know. Like, I think I lost interest in it like a while
You lost
ago.
interest in the president possibly being involved in an underage child sex trafficking ring?
Yeah, I honestly, first of all, I think from the get-go, I think everybody's involved. I think there's a lot of people involved. Why are you making that face? It's true.
Because everybody. Well, you said everybody. I was like, who's everybody?
Me too. I'm
There's
talking
probably
about you.
a lot. There's a lot of people that are involved, but we want to know who they are.
She's talking about me, Frank. I don't think.
Could be you.
I think
that dark room you're in. Very weird. Very creepy.
I just think that there's a lot of. I think that there is a lot of people involved that you'd be surprised in, and that's why they're not. I don't think it's about Trump. I really don't. I think it's a lot of people.
I was just saying that before. I don't think Trump has a major role in it, but I'm starting to think now there's something in it. Like I said a second ago, that maybe he didn't blow the whistle soon enough, or it's going to get discovered, or maybe that note is real, or there's something in there that made him turn in a different direction and start to mishandle this.
Let me ask you this. With all the stuff we know about the shit that he said in public, Donald Trump, about going backstage for beauty, to his beauty pageants where there are teenagers getting undressed, to saying he'd date this one, a 10-year-old in 10 years. I'm gonna end up dating her. Saying his daughter is hot, or whatever he said, that he would date her if he wasn't his daughter. Saying, Jeffrey Epstein, we like the same stuff. He likes his girls, on the young side, or all this shit that he said. There's evidence pointing toward. There's more evidence pointing toward Trump being somehow wrapped up in this than there isn't. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff that he said, all the shit that we know about him. Somehow, you know what I'm trying to say? Like there's a lot of it that points that direction, but then as soon as we get to that direction, everybody goes, no, he can't be involved. Well, it's all pointing. There's a lot of stuff points that way.
I personally think, like Anthony said, I don't really think he has a big role in it.
Why don't you think he has a big role in it?
Because I think it would have definitely came out when he was trying to run for a second term.
That's what I said. I said the same thing.
I think that would have.
But I think,
why wouldn't he release it then? Why wouldn't he just say, "Here's everything"?
He probably should.
I truly think that there's other people involved. That
here's the stuff that pertains to me.
No, I think that
he wouldn't have got away with that.
Yeah,
he wouldn't have got away with saying, "Here's only the stuff that has to do with me."
It's way more people, just like the whole Diddy thing too.
So why wouldn't you release that as well? I mean, if you're this, I'm, protecting the children and all this stuff, why wouldn't you go, yeah, here are all the assholes?
Well, he was saying that. He was saying he was going to release it.
Unfortunately, life doesn't work like that. With the government, with celebrities, it just doesn't work like that.
Well, it should.
But also, same time, on the same line there, J Sabs, that's why people are so pissed off about all of this, because they're tired of the rich and the elite and the celebrities getting away with shit.
He was supposed to come in and drain the swamp and expose this and expose that, and he's done none of that.
But I want to correct something here for a second, Frank. It's more than about him. I understand he's the big headline right now because he's the president. But I know, speaking for myself personally, my interest has always been who's been above these presidents that have been pulling these strings, that have been able to keep all of this quiet, no matter if the president is Clinton, Obama, Trump, Biden, Bush. Like, this has all been happening no matter who's sitting in the Oval Office. So although this is interesting, and yes, I want to know, especially because of his turn and how he's handling it, what Trump's involvement is. It's more than that. It's what's the royal family's involvement. What's, they always talk about Israel and Mossad and all that. Like, that's what I want to know. I want to know who's pulling the strings more than anything.
I get that. But there's so many. I keep going back to the point that the videos, the photos, there's more videos and photos of Trump and Epstein than there are of you and me. And we've known each other for like 35 years.
Definitely in the last 5 years, I could say that. I don't know. How many times have we been in a room together in the last 5 years? 3?
Exactly. That's my point. And look at how many videos and photos and communications and Epstein, he's my best friend, blah, blah, blah. There's all this stuff that they were so close. Yeah. They may not have been brotherly.
If he was truly involved in such a big way, it would have definitely came out before. I think that there's people that he's hiding because they're paying him to, because it won't be great if it comes out for them.
I think that's a big part of it. I really think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Who's the person putting the guy who you can't control? Who's controlling him now all of a sudden? Who's the one that's like, I can't let this get out or can't let that get out? Who is he covering up for? That's like that everybody has been covering up for.
I have a friend who she worked with someone who was involved with a lot of celebrities and in that world, and she said, and she was working with them for 30 years or so, and she said the things that are coming out, she's always known about them. She had to sign an NDA before working with this person. The person who she worked with was not a celebrity at all. So yeah,
there's a lot of rich people that that are just like corporate, whatever, all high up in the corporate ladders. And
she said so many things have been hidden because it's all about money. It's all about paying people not to say anything. But she said one of the big things, she really truly thinks that the Blintons are in this. And she said they used to have a lot of power and now they even have more. So
Trump is protecting the Clintons.
Well, it's not because he's not.
That doesn't sound right. Hillary and the emails, he just brought that up again.
But the thing is, emails
lock her up. Come on.
Right, but emails versus sex trafficking, two different things.
So yeah, but if he can get her, he's been trying to get her. He debated. They've been like enemies publicly for over a decade.
Yeah, but I always thought he really liked her, despite all of that.
Whatever. But my point is,
fuck her, right?
It's been like,
I don't know.
Lock her up and her emails and how shady and all this stuff.
Yeah, but is that a distraction? Not from him, from other people.
I was going to say, I think he could have prosecuted her in his first presidency, but he chose not to because I think he liked her. And I also think that he
could have prosecuted her because they already. He could have prosecuted. I'm sorry, but he could have prosecuted her because they already went over everything. She already testified about everything, and it was done. We're going to assign a special counsel to look at it again. No,
But again, I say this. I maintain the same thing. This is bigger than the Clintons. This is. But he's one of the main entry points. Bill Clinton, we know, was on the planes. We know Bill Clinton got a massage from a young woman.
Right.
We know we know he was on the island. We knew the flight logs say he was on the island. I'm not sure if the flight logs ever said Trump was on the island. Michael Wolff said that he saw a photograph of Trump with young girls and Epstein. I can't believe anything that guy says anymore, though. He's like, I know I've seen it. And he's like, I don't know where it is. I'm like, man, I don't know if you would wait till now to say that, if that was really the truth.
Who knows? I saw, that's like a game of telephone. Who knows?
Yeah, but that guy's a little.
Who knows what that? But I don't know. I just feel like there are a lot more photos and videos of Trump with Epstein than there are with literally like anybody else with Epstein.
And it's a good point by you, but it also goes back to it begs the question then, like, why is he doing this?
Why is who doing this?
If the DOJ told him back in May, you're in the Epstein files, his response should have been, yeah, of course, I get it. I've seen the videos. I understand that, but I didn't do anything wrong. And everybody knows I didn't do. And the same thing, should have been his answer on the tarmac. But it wasn't. His answer should have been, Pam Bondi, obviously I was going to be implicated in this because that video that came out a million years ago and we have photographs together. It doesn't go beyond that. I obviously know that. Done. That's the way he should have been handling it. Why hasn't he handled it that way? What is going on that is forcing him to go in this different direction? I don't understand it. I can't. I haven't figured it out yet.
Because it sounds like there's more to be uncovered, and before that is uncovered, it's all a hoax. Don't believe it. Whatever comes out, don't believe it. It's a Democratic hoax. Yeah. That's literally what he's saying. He's not saying there's more to come out. He's saying the Epstein files are Democratic, Obama, Clinton hoax.
That's his misplay.
That's what he's saying. And it's like, you can't just lean on that every time you fuck up. You can't go, oh, it's Obama and Clinton and Biden. They orchestrated this whole thing. It's like, no, maybe you lost the election, you giant idiot.
Maybe it's maybe it's well known that he booted Epstein from the Mar-a-Lago. Maybe it's just that simple and that's it. Maybe whatever he booted him over was, but I'm saying maybe whatever made him get rid of Epstein was so bad that just kicking Epstein out of your club today would be really looked down upon for him not bringing that even further and notifying the authorities. So maybe that's what he's afraid of. I don't know. I just thought of that. That could be entirely possible that he can't even get away with saying that now and having people forgive him in this current climate for what he did all those years ago.
Well, let's say Pam Bondi comes up to him and goes, you're in the Epstein files. Wouldn't his first thing be, show me everything? Where am I in this thing? And you look, and let's say there's 5 instances or whatever it is.
I would think so.
And you go, all right, let me look at all 5 of these and have an explanation for all 5 of these.
I would think so, except if there's that one thing that we don't know about yet that he is protecting, like overwhelmingly protect, or maybe there's a thing that's not in the files anywhere. And that's why Biden never came out with it, but that he knows, or him and very few people know. Maybe there is something and he's just afraid that that's going to get uncovered. What if there's something that's not in those files that people don't know about that he's afraid of coming out? Because that's the only, I'm trying to think of other things of why. And these are the only things that I can come up with because it doesn't make sense. None of this makes any sense to me. Why he's handling it this way. And
I'm just thinking out loud here. When Biden was in control, weren't there a lot of trials and things going on as well? We were talking about the Epstein case all the time. And there was the Ghislaine trial. There was
the Ghislaine trial. Yeah,
there was the witnesses. There was all this kinds of stuff happening. I don't know when it all ended. So that when exactly did it all end? Because if trials were still going on and evidence and all this stuff, you can't release anything.
Yeah, that's true. The Ghislaine thing was going on.
You can't be like, here's everything from this.
But again, if
this case is still ongoing.
If Trump was with a little girl or Trump covered up something and that's known, I just don't think there's any way, forget releasing it. There's no way that doesn't get leaked to the media, that somebody doesn't come up with it out of nowhere, to be and start reporting on. Like, there's just no way. Like, that's what I would do. If that was me, I would be like, I would go to a trusted reporter, which every single politician has one, and be like, here you go. You can report this. Anonymous sources.
Well, now that we know that he was told he's in the Epstein files, the next question should be, in what way? What are these mentions, and why are you in the Epstein file? What are these specific mentions?
Well, the next couple of questions should be also, why did you lie about it? The
Why
reporter
did you lie about it?
out, and you said no. You lied about it.
I mean, the guy lies. I didn't. His answer will be, I didn't lie. That's not what I said. I go back and watch the tape. Then we'll go back and watch the tape, and then something else will happen, and they'll forget about that question. I'm telling. This is like,
I watched the response, Frank. You're going to hate this. He did say it in a way that he could argue. One could argue that he was not accepting the premise of the question. That he wasn't saying no, I wasn't told. He was saying no. Pam you can look at anything and release anything.
Did you see that interview? I don't know how long ago it was. There's an interview of him and some Australian reporter, I believe, a guy. It's just the two of them one-on-one, and he questions him about when he wished Ghislaine Maxwell well.
Yeah,
he said, "Oh, you
first
you wished her." Okay, you wished her well.
Somebody asked about that. Okay, good. I'm with you now.
I don't know when this interview took place, but it just recently started cropping up again. And he asked, you wished her well. He goes, yeah, I wished her well. I wish anybody well. And he goes, well, she's convicted for trafficking children, sex trafficking children. Oh, big deal. That's okay. I wish her well. I would wish you well. I wish everybody well. I don't want to see anything bad happen to anybody. What are you doing?
He wouldn't wish Rosie O'Donnell well. That's
yeah, exactly. You could wish the worst things on Obama, Biden, Rosie O'Donnell, and whoever else, but Ghislaine Maxwell, you wish her well.
That it was very weird. We talked about that at the time when he said it. That was very bizarre.
Watch. He literally says, "Big deal." When the reporter goes, she's convicted of child sex trafficking. He goes, "Big deal. I wish her well. I wish her well."
But that's that rich mentality. That's what J Sabs brought up the Diddy thing before. That's what annoys me about the Diddy thing too. It's that these people can just do this and prey on the weaker, the weaker people in our species. Like, they just find them. They find these weak people. They pay them, they take advantage of them, they do all these horrible things, and they just move on like they can do it because they've got more money than anybody else on the block. And to me, there's no worse behavior, there's no worse mentality than that. And there's something about money that when people get it, they start to act like, I can do whatever I want.
Eventually it catch. I mean, look at, what's his name? Harvey Weinstein. Caught up to him, and he has a ton of money, and that didn't save him from anything.
It did. And I don't want to be negative here to your point, but yeah, the Harvey Weinsteins, but Diddy's getting away with a slap.
No, I know people get away with it, but my point is it the money? Is it always the money that gets them out of it? Because if that were the case, Weinstein could have gotten out of it because he's a gajillionaire as well.
Yeah. It doesn't always, but I feel like more times out of not. I feel like Weinstein's the exception to the rule. Like, every now and then somebody's got to take the hit for everybody else. And that's what happened to Weinstein. Like, that's just what happened to him. This was a problem amongst everybody. A lot of people got named and got accused, but he was the one who took the fall for everybody at the end of the day, Because then it also did get into weird territory where it's like, this person was mean to me, they were harassing me, and then a lot of that turned out to be not true. And I mean, I think of like Neil deGrasse Tyson was accused, the guy from Entourage was accused, and all of that stuff eventually went away. I mean, even you look at who's the other guy, the guy who was Frank Underwood there.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey. All of a sudden, Kevin Spacey beat all these cases. And I don't know if they were, I don't know too much about the cases. So I don't know if they were technicalities that he was getting out on, or that these people were just lying and making it up about him. But he, I don't know if he's going to ever make a full comeback, but he beat those cases. Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. You're right. I don't know how he beat these cases.
Neither do I, because it didn't look good for him for a long time.
Nope.
So it's like, and people being assholes in Hollywood, and powerful people being assholes. If I've learned anything from Billions, I can tell you that people, they take the liberties that they probably shouldn't have. Speaking of which, Jeff Bezos might get into TV. So, he's got the whole, he bought the.
I'll be right back.
You take a break, Jay Samps?
I have to make sure someone's sleeping, or else they're gonna get their ass beat.
Your husband?
Your kids, or your husband permanently?
You know it. By the way, does anybody know what the word ditty means? Get back to me on that. It's like a new slang term.
Oh, really? I thought it was like a song, like a ditty. You could write a ditty.
Like about
No.
Yeah, little ditty. About Jack and Diane. No, it's not that.
I don't get kids' vernacular today. Skibbity toilet. My kids say that all the time. I don't.
I don't know what that is too. I heard it, but I don't know what that. Why people say that?
I don't even know. Jay Sub's left, or I asked her for kid. My kids don't even. I've asked them. I'm like, what does it mean? They're like,
I think I tried looking it up. I think it's like it means nothing. Like when you want to just yada, it's like yada yada. I think.
I mentioned the bisque.
Yeah, I skibbity toilet I skibbity toilet. I'm really tired today. I think. I'm not sure though. Don't quote me on that.
Okay, Lindarella has another one. Cap and no cap. I don't know which one means lie and which one means the truth. Is no cap? I think no cap means.
Is that what that means? Why? What's cap?
I don't know. I think it's short for something, but I'm not sure.
Lying and having to do with lying and telling the truth. No cap.
Yeah, no cap is one. Mid is one. Like, oh no, that shows mid. I think.
Oh, like it's average kind of a thing.
Yeah, mid level. All right, Bird says cap is a lie. So if you're capping, you're lying, I think. And no cap means I'm telling you, like, I'm not lying.
So you could turn it into it could be capping. I'm capping.
You capping right now?
I'm not capping. Trump is capping.
Yeah, Trump is capping.
So what is it? It's short for it's short for something? Well, this whole episode's about Trump.
Well, it's kind of more about Epstein than anything else, but okay. Yeah, it is.
The big news today is that Trump is in the Epstein files. That's not.
Yes,
that's not. It wouldn't be this huge news unless Trump was implicated. So is cap short for something? People, let us know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like an old person. I've never felt more old in my life. 6'7" is another thing. You're
what
6'7", 6'7".
6'7"?
Yeah, 6'7" means something too. I hear people talk about
like
6'7".
your height.
No, like I don't know. Like
that's a good thing.
Kind of like how people go, oh, 86 that, like get rid of it, 86 it. Like the 6'7" means something now too. I don't know what it means.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I used to not know what Riz was, but then I learned it.
What's Riz? Like if you can flirt with
charisma.
People? Charisma.
This he's got a lot of Riz, or he's full of Riz. I think it's charisma.
I got to tell you, that one I like actually. Shortening charisma down to Riz, that I can get with. That makes sense.
That does make sense. I don't know what cap means, why it's a lie. Cap. Yeah, I'm looking in the chat. Nobody. If anybody knows what these things mean, cap, no cap, or why it's named cap and no cap.
Yeah, I don't know, but we got it. Thank you, Bird. Thanks for getting us through. Yeah, maybe we should make that a permanent segment moving forward. Teach these old fogies the
new slang.
Yeah. I don't get it though, but I feel old. It makes me feel, because I feel like I feel like we had cool stuff, but did we? We said shit was mint. I mean, how much better is that when you think about it? You know?
Oh, but that lasted like 27 minutes. That was Mint was like a very short period of time.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I feel like the things that are said nowadays are very short lived. Like I feel like Fleek lasted about 10 seconds.
Fleek went in and out. It's a good point.
Right? That was a very quick one.
Yep.
This is on Fleek. Nobody says that anymore.
No, that's embarrassing. Fire lasted a long time. Like that's fire instead of saying that's
I feel
cool.
like that's still because I think that evolved from that's hot.
Right.
You know, that's hot. That's fire. That makes that, and I can get behind that. That actually makes sense. Skibbity toilet doesn't make any sense unless it makes sense. I have no idea. I don't know any others. Do you know any others?
No. Also, no Meghan Markle rant this show. I think we did enough. Although I will. Did you see the last?
Here we go. You started them. Whoever just wrote that just started them. Here we go.
That was Christella. Don't.
Christella, thanks a lot.
Come for me. Did you see she was ranked 383rd in the Netflix ratings?
No, I did not. I don't look at where do you find the Netflix ratings?
Oh, I got people, my friend. I got people on the inside.
See, you talk about me being obsessed. You're looking up where Meghan Markle is on the Netflix ratings, and you got all the way down to 300 and what was it? 38?
383.
383. So you looked from number 1 all the way to 383 to find her.
To be fair, and again, people won't believe this, but we've garnered a little bit of a reputation in this area, and somebody sent me that. I didn't have to look for it. Somebody sent me the release. And again, it wasn't like it's hidden. Netflix released they released streaming statistics, which they never did before.
I love to know those shows that just beat her out.
One of them was Peaky Blinders, and that's a celebrated.
I hear that's a good show.
They say it's great, but it's 11 years. Like that's not a slam against Peaky Blinders for being ranked 382.
Oh, it's an older show.
It was 11 years old, and it's still getting more views than what she's getting. So, like, that's the point of like how bad she's doing.
Yeah. To be fair, it stars Cillian Murphy, and he's kind of a big deal right now, right?
A huge deal. That's pre-kill. That's like here he was before he was massive.
You could see why that would be a hit now. A resurgence of that would come up.
100%. That's like always. I love marketing, like movie posters, and especially you can see this a lot now with Netflix thumbnails. As soon as somebody gets huge, they might have been the fourth lead in something, and all of a sudden they're the prime, thing on the button there. It's like,
wow, what was it? There was a movie. I don't even know the name of the movie, but what's his name is in it for like. He's barely in it. Pete Davidson. And he's on the cover. He's in the still of the,
Yeah.
And he's in the front of the thing. But they've been doing that forever. I give you an example. The Marx Brothers. Very old, from the 20s, 30s, and 40s, these movies. They made a movie called Love Happy. I don't even remember, 30-something, 40-something, probably 30-something. And Marilyn Monroe is in the movie. So probably, I don't know, 40-something maybe, I guess. Maybe, I don't remember. Old.
Okay.
And Marilyn Monroe is in the movie, literally for a minute, she has like 3 lines. And she's the cover of the movie. And like the Marx Brothers are behind her, whatever. But she's front and center, big, big as day. And there's nothing to do with it. She's not even part of the plot.
That's so funny. I get it though.
Yeah.
If I got Marilyn Monroe for 3 lines in my movie, she'd be the cover too,
Yeah.
You know who said that? I just caught this in an interview just because we just lost him, but Michael Madsen. Michael Madsen would get they call him a day player. Like that's when you're in a movie for like a couple scenes. So you're on set for like a day or two.
Sure.
He would get day player parts all the time because productions knew that they would sell DVDs and shit overseas if he was on the cover, if his name was on the thing. So they would pay him a crazy amount of money. Again, they couldn't afford to have somebody of his caliber for, a 3-month shoot, but he'd come in for a day or two, play a little part. They'd put him on the DVD, and then they'd sell a bunch of DVDs, in Europe and overseas and everything like that. That was like a thing that he did for like a really long time in the 90s.
Wow, I wonder how many of those tiny roles he had.
I mean, how many times do we look at IMDb things and we see all these other movies that we've never heard of? I mean, that's common practice, really, when you think about it. You know
what I never understood was uncredited. Why do people do things uncredited? Is that just like? I mean, I know you're doing a favor, or maybe that's what it is. You're just in it just to do a favor for someone. But
yeah, I mean,
why not be credited anyway? What does that mean?
I think because they have to pay you then.
So you do it. We do it for free. You're uncredited. You're not paid.
I guess as a way, because you can't break the union rules. So I guess as a way to just kind of do it as a favor or whatever. The first thing I think of when you said that was who's the orange-haired guy? Didn't he play a stormtrooper in one of the Star Wars things because he just wanted to be in Star Wars? The singer.
Oh, Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran. Isn't Ed Sheeran like a stormtrooper or something?
That sounds like maybe that might be right. What's his name is?
Now that I'm saying, I feel like 10 people are
James Bond is a stormtrooper.
Yes.
Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig is a stormtrooper.
Yes.
And I think he even has a line or two. But yeah, I don't think he's not credited. I mean, you don't see his face or anything, but he's in it.
So like that, like if you just want to be a part of the production, but you can't, you can't take any, or you don't want to take payment.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, but I feel like there are people who are, I don't know, there are big roles and they're just uncredited. It's weird. I feel like just put their name in it. You're right. It probably breaks some union rule or something.
There's a lot of those rules that I'm fascinated with. Like I always am fascinated by who gets the end credit. Like you look at Seinfeld. What's his name? Jason Alexander is an end credit. I don't know why.
And Jason Alexander, yeah.
And Jason Alexander.
That's got to be part of the, like, I think Erin might know more about this. I think there's like a part of, like, if you're in your contract, because it highlights it more, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or also with, starring, or with. Yeah.
With is another one. Also starring is another one. Yeah. It's kind of weird how that happens.
Like I feel like that person is, yeah.
Above the title, I get, because you're basically saying I'm the movie star and you're coming to see me more than the movie itself. I get that.
But I do feel like there's a little bit of, I don't want to say more respect, but like, for lack of a better word, more respect for the also starring and as like it's a little bit of a highlight, a spotlight thrown on that name, you know, rather than you just jumbled in with the rest of the cast. It like sticks out.
Like Alec Baldwin in 30 Rock I think he's an end.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Which it's like that. I feel like that's him and Tina and Tracy. I feel like that's the three of them. That's their show.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What's that?
I said, oh yeah, that's true. As I yawn.
Yeah, I just feel like it's just another way of, all right, we can't put you above the title, but we'll give you the and or the also starring or whatever. I feel like there's a hierarchy there.
If I ever got to a point where I can get a with credit or an end credit, I want them to write it as, oh yeah, we almost forgot Anthony.
That would be good.
That's how I want to be billed.
I like that.
Can you imagine 10 seasons of, oh yeah, we almost forgot in the fucking...
oh yeah, this idiot. We got this idiot too.
This idiot. Yeah, I don't know how we got on this, but we did.
There should be more fun with credits. Like Deadpool did that a lot. And there are other movies that have fun with credits. There's like, what is it, Hot Shots? As the credits roll, there's like a baking recipe in there, and there's all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
There's some credits that have fun with it, but they should do that. That should be more of a thing.
I really hate to admit this, but every time I see a commercial for the new Lethal Weapon, I do find myself laughing. I don't know. I'm getting like,
it could be good.
It could
Seth
be good.
MacFarlane's involved. I think it's going to be good.
They rehash these shows in movies. I don't really have a lot of faith in them, but I don't know. I was really disappointed when I first heard about that one, but I've laughed a couple times at some of the gags that they have in there, Yeah. So I don't know.
I think it looks good. I'm in. I'll see it.
Yeah, I'm surprised Happy Gilmore's not going to the theaters first before going to Netflix.
I know, me too. I thought it was, and
Well, let me ask you this: does Netflix have maybe a contract with?
They do.
Happy Madison Productions or whatever.
Yeah, they signed him for like a 20-picture deal or something crazy.
So that's it. Yeah. I'm sure he would have gone if they didn't have all his movies, and they probably show all his movies on Netflix too and everything.
Yeah, they do. I think most of them are up there right now. But it's weird though, because like you look at Apple and even Amazon, they still put their stuff out in theaters first, or they were for, the movies and late night TV. These are two areas where nobody really knows what to do with these properties anymore. Like
I think movies. I think they've. I mean, you get a production company to do it. It's either going to be in the movies, or if you have a streaming platform, it's there.
But they all they're willing to invest on it, but just keep it solely on the streaming platform. Yet I feel like, yes, and I think that's keeping people on Netflix. I totally think that's working. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like I was like reading an article about how, I mean, they were getting movie theaters, they were getting rental sales, they were getting DVD sales. You know, they were getting, there was 4 or 5 different ways to make money off of a film. And now there's just put it on your own service and hope those subscriptions keep rolling in. I mean, that's why we're only getting superhero movies in movie theaters that mean anything anymore. That's why you're not getting the little indie films or the comedies or whatever going to the movies anymore,
Yeah, sure.
Which seems weird. Late night is done. We didn't really talk about it. Late night. How's late night going to survive with Colbert going out? And now it's only Kimmel talked about. I think Kimmel said that when he signed his last deal that this was going to be it for like he wasn't sure if he was going to sign another deal. Whereas Fallon went the other way. Fallon was like, I'm going after Johnny Carson's record. I'm going to try and beat 30 Johnny Carson 30 years. But I don't even know if he's going to make it.
I don't know. I'll be right back. All right.
Yeah. Go ahead. What do you think about all that there, Jay Sabers, the late night people?
I mean, it's probably dying out. What do you think?
I mean, they said that the economics of it, everybody wants to blame Trump and the Paramount merger that's going on for axing Stephen Colbert. But I just think he wasn't good. I just don't think he was good enough to keep it going financially.
Yep. People. Yeah.
I mean, supposedly he's making $16 million a year, and the show's losing 40. I mean, I don't know how that's going to work. Yeah.
How does that even work?
I don't know how that works. It's like, I mean, if you know that those are the economics of the situation, take a cut. Until they get it figured out. Right. I never liked Leno, but give him credit. Like at one point, they went to Leno and they were like, "Hey, you got to fire a bunch of staff," and he went, "Just take half my salary back and keep those people."
Right.
He's like, if that's what it takes, what's the difference between $30 million a year and $20 million a year to me? He's like, I'm not. All I wear is denim anyway. It doesn't fucking make a difference.
Exactly.
I mean, he kept all his people.
See, my favorite is Conan, but he was smart. He left that a while back.
Yeah, he got out while he could, which is a shame because he still do it. But you know what though? I still laugh at his podcast clips just as much as I do his late night clips.
They haven't really come up for me for some reason.
Really?
Yeah. J Sabs prefer uncut. I do. J Sabs ain't watching TV at midnight.
That's true. Wow. Can I tell you something? You have been very missed around these hallways.
I know. I've just been crazed. That's it. I feel like it has not stopped since June, honestly.
Sleeping with old men or stealing salad? What are we talking about here? Or you're just busy with life?
Both. Let's be honest, both. But more so sleeping with the old men. Yeah,
how's that going for you?
Actually, I thought of your parents the other day because I didn't realize one of my friend's parents lives where your parents live.
In the Villages, we could say it. People know.
And I said, "Oh, does your mom have what color loofah does your mom have?" And she actually knew exactly what I was talking about. So, yeah.
People are moving down to that. I think there's almost 1 million people living there at this point.
What? Really?
Because years ago they were at like 800,000, and then they just. My father. Does your father obsess over certain things?
Yes.
My father can only talk about 7 things right now. That's it.
Okay, I bet you one of them is his daily bowel movements. Go ahead.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that goes without being Italian. That goes without saying. Yeah, but he loves to just talk about certain things, and one of the things he loves to talk about is the villages and how they're expanding. Like, I've known every phase of the villages for the last 15 years.
Really?
And they literally built another, like they just bought another God knows how many hundreds of thousands of acres. And they're going to build even more. Like the way, just to give people like a thing, they bought all this. It started as a little trailer park. This area, the villages, started as a little trailer park, and then they bought more land and built some houses. Then they bought more land and built some bigger houses, and then they bought a huge chunk of land and built a town square with shops and a stage for music and bars and all this stuff. And then they started building houses around it. Once that was successful, they built another one. They're at 3 town squares right now, and they started on their 4th, and I think they might even have a plan for a 5th.
Wow.
And when I say town square, it's like you're talking about 50 stores plus a few thousand homes surrounding it.
They don't play around, do they?
No, and it's one family who owns all, and they're buying, it's all fucking swamp shit Florida land. You know, that they're buying and building on. Yeah. So on top of just like putting infrastructure into place, I mean, they're selling all these homes for 300,000-400,000 now. Like, could you imagine how much money this fucking family is worth? They got to be one of the richest families in the country.
Do you think they have a deal with like a condom or lube company?
Probably not like a Diddy kind of deal, but something. Yeah.
Ask your parents. They probably know. Just be like, ask your dad. Just be like, Dad, I'm just curious. What kind of lube do you have? And then you'll know which company.
Lube, yes. Condoms, no. I don't think they're big on condoms. That older generation.
Oh, I have to disagree.
Yeah, you think they're wearing rubber raincoats?
Do you mean like when they were having like young sex, or do you mean like now?
I definitely mean now. Let me think about younger times. No, I don't think. I feel like our generation was the first generation that was like, or like educated. I was going to say pressured, but was like educated to like wear protection. Because I think because that pre-AIDS epidemic, I don't think people gave a shit. Like, I mean, wasn't there a time? I heard a thing that there was a time when they would like wash out condoms and like reuse them.
Ooh, that's disgusting.
Like they were thicker, and they before they went to like the super thin ones, they were like thicker, and they washed it. They would reuse them all the time or something like that.
Speaking of disgusting things, I'm going to tell you what I saw before. This is why I have no hope in the human race. Okay,
you walked in on your dad pounding your mom out.
I wish.
Oh no! Oh, this sounds really bad.
I had to return something to Amazon, so naturally I went to Kohl's to get a 20% off coupon.
Word up.
And went down the aisle, came back up the same aisle, and there was literal duty on the floor. This is not anywhere near the bathroom. Okay?
Like in the middle of Kohl's?
Yes, on the floor.
Human or dog-sized?
Human. Okay.
What fucked up Long Island neighborhood were you in at the time?
I'm pretty sure it was probably from a kid, but it was definitely duty. And my kids were like, "What is that?" And I was like, oh my God, I think it's duty. And then my youngest one wanted to put her nose to it and smell it. I said, if you do that, you're not allowed in my house. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to teach her a lesson. I was like, go ahead, smell it. And then she's like, she knew where I was going with that. And she's like, no, forget it. I'm not going to do it.
Do you tell, what do you do there? You tell you got to tell somebody, hey,
wait, I'm going to tell you this. I was like, I have to tell the people in the front. And my husband's like, can we just go? And I was like, you're really not going to let me, like, you're not going to, I can't tell someone. I was like, So then I turned around and I was like, excuse me. And then no one even looked at me, or I said, you know what? Never mind. Let them find it on the M. Okay.
I was going to say, you got to say something, but then I immediately thought they're going to think it's you.
Oh yeah, I know. No, it looked like it probably fell out of like a toddler's diaper or something weird like that. Okay.
Ugh, gross. I wouldn't be surprised if just some 6-year-old dropped trow, took a dump, and just picked up their pants and kept walking.
Right. And what Paul said is true. I bet an employee saw it and ran. Let someone else find it. He's correct.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Because who's got to clean that up in that situation?
An employee. I feel like that's a manager's job. At that point, you can't send the 17-year-old kid to go clean that up. Like you're making whatever you're making as manager of the store. You're making poop cleanup money. I don't know what managers of a Kohl's make. What could they be making? 60 grand a year? 70 maybe?
But come on.
If that, I mean, you got to go clean up the shit. You can't have the person making $12.95 an hour clean up the shit. That's wrong.
Right, but I just don't get it. Like, as a mom, I would not leave my kid's shit on the floor.
Yeah, that's rough.
It's not even like it was in the bathroom on the floor. It was in the aisle on the floor. Okay?
Middle of the aisle?
Because I've been in a bathroom where there has been logs on the floor, which totally grossed me out.
So gross. So gross. Right. My worst nightmare... I dream about this. Like this, I literally have nightmares about this, where I go to the bathroom and there's something so disgusting. And this has actually happened to me in real life. Not totally disgusting, but you go to the bathroom and there's something gross in or on or around the toilet, and you refuse to clean it or touch it because who wants to touch somebody else's thing? But at the same time, you exit, and now the person... You run into somebody else, or maybe even somebody you know, and now they're going in there thinking that you left something, like you smeared shit on the toilet or something like that. I don't know how somebody like smears shit on a toilet and just walks out without like wiping it off. Like I could not leave that evidence. But listen, you're in a public toilet. You're in a baseball stadium. Okay. That's like, you know, that you're in a war. You're in Vietnam at that point when you enter those bathrooms. There's no rules. But I'm talking about, like, you know, you work at a place and you're on a floor with a couple of offices and everything like that. And you always gross me out because where you used to work, the toilet was in the middle of the fucking room, right? Wasn't it in the middle of the floor?
Yeah, that was a horrible, horrible, horrible spot for a bathroom, and disgusting.
Oh my God. And people, I can't tell you how many times I'll go to a bathroom, public bath, and I get public bathroom, there's no rules. But you go to a bathroom and there's just like traces of shit like in the toilet. Like, does nobody look down in the toilet when they're done to give it that second flush? What's the big deal?
Oh my God, I'm gonna throw up.
I don't understand how people's bathroom etiquettes are off the charts, fucking disgusting.
Can I just tell you something?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this. Because this is like just reminded me of something. All right. Where I used to work, this is Wall Street days, there was 2 offices, and one of the offices was like in a smaller building, a smaller, really older building, but a cool building, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted me to work at this branch, and I can't remember if I did work there.
Was this when you were assistant to the regional manager?
Probably.
Got it. Okay, go ahead.
And so there was a woman's stall and a man's stall. And one day I went in the woman's bathroom, and I look on the garbage pail, and it was, I'm sorry, I'm just going to come out and say it. It was duty tissues in there.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm like, what the hell is this? Because I was the only girl at that point. So I'm like, that definitely was not me. So I remember I came outside and I said, I'm sorry, did any of the guys use the bathroom? And this one guy was like, yeah, I did, because the men's bathroom can't flush it. I was like, okay. So I was like, all right. So next day, same thing happens. And now I'm like, I got to say something, because. So I was like, I'm really sorry. I don't know who used the bathroom, but you can't really put duty toilet paper in the garbage can. It's really disgusting. So this one guy told me, he's like, I'm sorry, that was me. In my culture, we don't do that. I said, what do you mean? If we make, I'm saying duty, but he didn't say duty. If we make duty, we never flush it down. We always put it in the toilet, in the garbage can. I know. Look at your face. I know this is like.
What culture is this? So I could write these people off altogether?
It was a horrible experience.
By the way, that's a lie. That's not a culture of people. You grew up in a savage family who had no fucking etiquette whatsoever.
No, because guess what?
In the bag, throwing it out.
What?
Somebody she worked with.
A friend of mine said his wife's family did the same thing.
Why? The whole toilet was designed to take the toilet paper, not leave in the room stinking up the room.
It wasn't Mexico. The guy was He was Hispanic, I guess. But
hold on. Let's just say that you didn't come up with that on your own. People were guessing in the chat, Mexico.
Oh.
No, people were not looking at the chat. That that felt.
How the hell did we get to this?
I don't remember. I think because Ginny was in Kohl's and someone took a shit in the middle of the aisle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or it fell out of their pants. That's what it looked like.
Oh God.
So, so I was saying where I used to work, we had another location and they wanted me to work there, and I did. And there was one male stall and one female stall. And when I went into the women's bathroom one day, I saw duty tissues in the trash can, and I was like, okay. And like I said something. No, I didn't say something. And then the next day, it happened again. Oh, because I said, who went to the bathroom? I'm the only female here right now. And some guy said I had to use it because the men's bathroom wasn't working. So the next day it happened again.
That's a lie. He just wanted to use the nicer, cleaner bathroom.
And I was like, I'm sorry, but why is this happening? And he said, I'm sorry, in my culture, we don't flush the duty tissues. And I thought, okay, that's kind of weird, but fam cold bullshit. But then I remembered that, and this is 100% true. My friend said that his wife's family does the same thing.
That's weird.
That's just so bizarre.
Like they wipe and throw it in the trash can, not in the toilet.
That's interesting. What aren't there? There's also, am I wrong? There's some places that have reusable toilet paper, like washable.
Oh God, I hope not.
Like
find out where, so I never accidentally go to those places.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's a thing, like fabric sheets of paper that you use, not paper, but it's sheets of fabric that you use and wash and reuse and wash.
Paul, he wrote a story about Mexico. That'd be different, except we weren't in Mexico. We were in fucking New York City, in Manhattan. So people do have poop knives too. You ever hear this?
Oh, to cut their poop?
Sadly,
do it. I've heard of it. I don't do it. I don't do it. Somebody volunteered a story to me once, which I did not appreciate. And I've never repeated. I might have said this story before, but I've never said who said it to me because I'm far too embarrassed to even know it. And I think the person who told me regretted telling me after the fact.
No. Do you think that knife ever made it back into the rotation in the kitchen?
I don't want to say what they used, but they didn't use a knife. But essentially, it was the same thing that they had to like always like cut their shit. Basically,
hey, cut the shit. Maybe that's where that came from. They cut the shit.
I have to be honest, and I don't know how if J-Subs can relate to this, but my kids take monster shits. Like, you would think a trucker, you know, like not to be stereotypical, but you would think a trucker came into my house and took a dump. Just after eating Buc-ee's and just after eating just roadside food stand for a week straight, you know, and they take these huge shits.
I'm trying to think. Do they? Sometimes I'm like, how'd that come out of you?
Yeah, like you have 2 little girls. I have a little girl, and I've left saying, what's happening? This cannot be. Like I hope
that you show this video on like her wedding day.
I know.
This is gonna embarrass the hell out of her.
Lindarella, we're hitting the real topics now.
No. Yeah, we are.
Oh my God. I wonder, I can't remember if I told my sister-in-law that story, if she knew that story about the toilet paper. I got to ask her. If I tell her, if she remembers that, she's good. Because that was a really long time ago. That was almost 20 years ago.
That's terrible.
But yeah, please don't do that.
I was saying, Frank, I hate how you like it's in those movies where they walk into a place and they stumble upon a dead body and they're like, oh my God, now I'm in this. When you walk into a bathroom and there's like shit smeared on the seat or something like that, or
about face.
Something weird. Yeah, but then don't you panic that you're going to walk out and then the person going in after you is going to be like, oh my God, that guy just took a shit. Like they don't know that you walked in and walked out quickly. They're going to be like,
hello?
Frankie Steve from the podcast.
This is why.
You know, I don't think I
go to the bathroom where I work. Thank you.
This might be hard to believe, but I don't know if I've ever gone into a public single stall bathroom where it was a gigantic mess. I've gone into public bathrooms where there's many stalls and there have been messes in there, but I don't know if I've had that single stall, nope, gotta get the hell out of here experience. I'm trying to think if I'm sure, but I can't think of it.
Paul's got a good one here. At my job, the coworkers pee on the toilet seats. It's so disgusting. Like that's a prime example. Like you can't wipe the seat when you're done. Like you can't just give it a wipe. Yeah, like what's your fucking problem?
That's common courtesy. You got to wipe the seat.
I feel like a lot of people, I don't know what they're doing, but I feel like a lot of people go in there, drop trow, you know.
I feel like there are some bathrooms where
leave and then don't look back at anything.
I feel like there are some men's rooms where they just open the stall doors, pull their pants down, and do cartwheels in front of the stall while they're going to the bathroom. It just gets everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know what people are doing in there sometimes, but it's a mess. Come on, man. It's not a small, they give you a pretty big target to hit. You should be able to hit that.
As much as you guys think men's bathrooms are gross, I'm sorry to say, but women's bathrooms are way grosser.
I have a hard time believing that because men's rooms
telling you
are
in
awful.
The comments, please, ladies, please tell these men how disgusting women's bathrooms can be.
But what
have you ever had? Oh yeah, how about there was one bathroom that I've gone in. It's only happened once, where I feel like this is like an old trope, like from I don't know what decade, but you know those troughs.
Yeah.
That
are a substitute for urinals, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone into one bathroom where that was a thing. And I was like, this is the most disgusting. It's just a huge elongated bathtub filled with water and everybody's whatever is in there. And it's like, it's not just pee. And it's people were doing, everything in there. And it's just the most disgusting thing.
Ew, really?
It makes you think, how do people live back there? A lot of stadiums were like that. You just go into the restroom at a stadium and there'd just be a trough there, and you're just like,
what the hell, man?
It's disgusting. People are fucking disgusting.
Imagine coming up with that. I have an idea. We'll just put a bathtub in this thing, and everybody just pee in the one bathtub. What are you talking about? That guy would get like. Someone brought that up today. The guy would get fired in a second. You disgusting bastard! Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Well, I never joined the army, besides the fact that I'm a gigantic wuss, because my uncle would he told the story about when he served and he was in boot camp. He was like, you would sit down on the toilet to take a dump, and your knee would be touching the knee of the other guy sitting right across from you taking a dump. Like that.
They were facing each other?
Facing each other. There was just rows of toilets facing each other. And
that was do
camp. He goes, your knees were touching while you were trying to take a shit. He like went, so whenever like we would complain as kids, like he would bust that story out and be like, you want to know disgusting? And he would tell us that story. And I'd be like, just, when you're a kid, even now, my mind just wanders of just rows of people taking a shit. Like I would be horrified. I couldn't.
I feel like that would be my worst nightmare ever.
Yeah, I feel like just wait till I'm done, then you could sit in. Do we have to face each other? I mean, how many toilets are there? Maybe go to the one
trying to organize diagonal from me. Like, hey, everybody, these are tough times. Let's go in 5-minute shifts and make sure that we're sitting every other person, so we don't have to go through this.
You space it out a little. Do we all have to shit at the same time?
Yeah, well, but that's what he told me too, though. He goes, you'd get like 10 minutes to go shit, and that was it. I'm like, what if you had to go to the bathroom or something like that? He goes, you fucking held it. I was like, holy shit.
No.
J Sabs, I think you're right here. Mercury says women are disgusting as well. Kaylin says, yep, women's bathrooms are ridiculous. Merc says sanitary napkins, tampons, yuck. Why do people leave those things? I thought you had the little pail. You get the little space.
Yeah, but I feel like not every pail. I mean, every public bathroom's pail is not. Again, it's a small. It's a pretty big target, but not everybody hits that target.
Oh, I think you got to make sure that gets. You think women are not making sure that gets in there? They're just tossing and running.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, but I think every garbage pail in a public bathroom should not have a lid that you have to touch.
Yes.
Or, it should just be an open pail that you throw it in. You don't have to touch anything.
Okay, this happened to me. This really happens.
Are you kidding me? All the time.
Okay, is that a common thing? Because I will tell you, this happened to me one time. I was at a place, friends, whatever, not friends that you guys know. I go in, and there's a little splotch of blood on the thing, and now I'm in that mode of.
On what thing? On the toilet?
On the toilet. I'm like, I can't leave. I can't exit the toilet and have somebody go, that guy's hemorrhoids are bleeding onto the toilet bowl.
His asshole's bleeding.
So I took the most amount of toilet paper I possibly could to make sure that there's no way my skin could contact the blood. And I wiped the blood off of the seat and put it in the toilet bowl. And I was so fucking disgusted. So disgusting. Because I'm not even sure a woman left that. It could very well have been another dude's fucking hemorrhoid just hanging out there.
I would have left and been like, nope, not my problem.
You can't.
Yeah, but if he left, then somebody would have thought it was his asshole bleeding.
Exactly.
It was a one stall thing.
It was a one stall situation.
Well,
do you know whose it was? Who came in last?
No, but it was at an acquaintance's home. So it wasn't like a pub, it was had to be one of these 17 people here, and I wasn't going to take the blame for it. And that's what pissed me off even more. You're forced to clean up after somebody else just to save your name, just to save your reputation.
Imagine it was my blood. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't you guys. If it was you guys, I would have walked out of that bathroom and be like, who's bleeding on the toilet right now? We need to know. We need to know who bled on the toilet.
Where I used to work, there used to be a serial blooder, meaning that it used to be every month.
No, every month. On the seat?
Yep. And on the floor around the seat.
See, these people need to be shaken. Just
man.
grabbed by the shoulders and shaken violently for a couple minutes.
And on that note, gonna have some strawberry ice cream. No, I'm just kidding.
That was so gross.
Damn it.
Anybody got any of that Meghan Markle raspberry spread? Because I'm getting hungry.
No.
All right, Frankie. See, everybody wants to know where you went. I think you went to go take a shit. That's what I'm going to tell everybody.
Sure. I went to go take a shit.
I'm guessing it was a Dexter. It was a doggy. It was a pooch emergency. Oh, quickly, before we hit the end music, are those Golden Grams behind you?
They are Golden Grams.
Fuck, how good
Fucking love gold. When's the last time you had Golden Grams?
Oh, my God.
Aren't they amazing?
It has to be maybe like a decade or more.
Oh, no, not Golden Grams. I'm sorry. It is not Golden Grams.
Huh. What is it?
It's Golden Crisp.
Oh, what happened,
Sugar
buddy?
Bear.
You falling on hard times? Can't afford those Golden Grams?
Golden Crisps are great. Can't get enough of that Golden Crisp. Remember that fucking thing?
Yeah.
With the bear that's like on so much pot he can barely keep his eyes open.
Are those the little puffs with the little, like, there's honey on them?
Yeah, they're like little corn puffs or something. Yeah, that's what they look like.
Yeah. Oh, those are magical. Yeah, those are good. What are Golden Grams? What are those?
Golden Grams are like the square, little squares, little like they look like that, the same color. You know, they're like golden, little graham crackery square things.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Golden Grams are good too. Oh my God, a sugary cereal.
Might have a bowl after the show.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm dead inside.
Golden Grams are wonderful.
These look so good. Oh my God, if you could have a cereal right now, what would you have? Golden Crisps? Is that what?
Golden Crisps are yeah. I mean that right now, I'd go for one of those. Yeah, I like. I mean, you can't go wrong with me with cereal. The worst cereal I've ever had. Long time. I mean, I was like, I don't even remember. 8 years old.
Can I guess?
Go ahead.
Grape nuts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Good guess.
Awful. They're
Holy
terrible.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like eating metal. I don't know what.
Yeah, like rocks, pebbles.
Yes.
It was unbelievable. I thought maybe we got a bad batch of it, or like a bad, like a stale box or something.
No.
Took a bite. I couldn't finish it. It was like literally eating a spoonful of pebbles.
Yeah. What is a grape nut exactly? What is it? What is it?
Is it a grape or a nut?
Whole grain
or
wheat
neither.
And it's neither. Whole grain wheat. Oh, they sell it on Amazon now. Look at that.
What is it?
It says whole wheat and barley.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't think there's any processing here. I think they just let that shit lie out until it goes stale, and then they put it in a box and tell you to put some milk
The
on
milk will soften it up. No, it won't.
Look at this. Okay, I love grape nuts. What? That's crazy.
And do you still have all your teeth? Because we tried eating them. I mean, this was 30 years ago. I tried them, and I thought I was going to break my teeth.
Really?
It's the nut of the grape. There's a nut of a grape.
You know what else was tough to get into for a while, but it was like the healthy cereal, Kashi. Remember, is Kashi still a thing?
Kasha. I never had it.
Oh,
Kashi. Yeah. Oh, Kasha's a different thing. But Kashi, yeah, I remember that. I never had it. You know what's underrated is Life cereal. Do you ever have that?
What's Life cereal?
It's another one of those square dealies, but they're unique flavor. They're very good. You never had Life?
Mikey likes it. I remember that. Oh yeah. They're like it's like a
They're good.
like a Chex Mix.
Kinda, but different flavor. Very good. Sweet, good stuff.
Mikey likes it. You know what my jam was? What I dream about? Like I'm dreaming about it right now. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh.
God, I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh my God.
Remember Cookie Crisp? That wasn't bad.
Those were like the little chocolate chip cookies, weren't they?
They were.
Yeah, that was
I like whenever you got a cereal that changes the milk and then you could drink the milk.
Mm-hmm.
Like a chocolatey cereal that changes it into chocolate milk.
To me, Cookie Crisp was like somebody going, how could we make chocolate chip cookies into a cereal? Like, what could we do to make that happen?
Oh yeah.
And I think they
exactly
thought
what
about
happened.
it. Yeah, I think they thought about it for like weeks on end until somebody went, why are we trying so hard to change it? Why don't we just make small chocolate chip
Make them tiny. Yeah.
Yeah. And put them in milk.
And they're not even cookies. I don't even know what they are, but they're not cookies.
They
They don't seem like they're crisps. They're more crisp than cookie. They're like hollow little puffs. Weird. Remember? Then they took waffles. Remember those? The like there's like a waffle cereal. I don't even remember what the hell it's called. Or there's waffle cereals, and then there's like French toast cereals. There's the little French toasts. Do you know those?
The little French toast. Yeah. What are those
I
called?
forget what they're called, but they're little. They look like little French toasts, and they're not bad. Honeycombs are good. Kicks are good.
Cereals in the 90s. Oh, fresh French toast crunch. Was that it?
Could be. Can't see why it wouldn't.
They look like little pieces of bread, like little
pieces of toast. Yeah. Yeah. Those are good.
What was Captain Crunch? I used to love. Oh my God.
Captain Crunch. That's one of those very, very sharp cereals. You bite into that, and it's like, yeah, you got to make sure it's nice and soggy or saturated.
Oh my God, I want cereal so bad now. Oreos.
Get yourself a box of cereal, man.
I can't do it. There's
not one cereal out there that you could do.
Cereal is a no. You know how much fucking sugar is in a cereal? Like,
there are some that aren't. Like, you could probably the ones that don't have sugar suck.
Yeah, and kashi is terrible. I can't eat that shit.
Yeah. Try to think of a sugarless cereal that's good. I can't think. Even Kix, I feel like, has sugar, right? It's gotta.
Kaylin says Cinnamon Toast Crunch is my kid's shit. My daughter too. My daughter loves it.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is awesome.
We might have it in the house too. That's what makes me see. As Christelle, see this one, Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles,
disgusting. Cannot do.
You don't like Fruity Pebbles? Oh, Fruity Pebbles is good. Cocoa Pebbles.
Wait, was it Waffle Crisps? I feel like I remember Waffle Crisps more than French
That's
Toast.
probably it.
Yeah.
Well, there's both of them. Waffles and French toast, two different things.
Two different things, yeah. But you said waffles before, that made me think of it.
There was a short period of time where Rice Krispie treats were a cereal. There was Rice Krispies, and then they turned it into Rice Krispie treats. They were like little nuggets of Rice Krispie marshmallowy chunks in your cereal. That wasn't bad.
Interesting. Rice Krispie treats are one of those things, though, where you can't beat them homemade. Like you go to the store and buy that Rice Krispie package treat, and then you go make Rice Krispie treats. It's the same ingredients. Why is the one that's home so much? Because it's not filled with probably things that make it last 20 years on the shelf. That's probably why. But
that probably is. It's Rice Krispies and marshmallow. You don't think the Rice Krispies and marshmallows that you put in your homemade Rice Krispie treats have those things in it?
No,
I think because it's warm and fresh out of the oven.
Yeah, warm doesn't hurt, but I think they add preservatives to keep it so that it'll stay on the shelf without going bad.
I feel like there's already preservatives in the Rice Krispie and the marshmallow. You already got preservatives in those two ingredients.
Yeah, maybe. I don't trust marshmallows. We just passed one of those things that like marshmallow squares from like years ago that disgusted me.
I love marshmallows. There's two types of marshmallows though. There's the fluffy, like campfire marshmallows, and then there's cereal marshmallows, which are just hard lumps of sugar. They're not even. I don't know how they got classified as marshmallows, but they are not marshmallows. They don't give at all. You know, they're not like squishy.
Yeah,
they're just like Lucky Charms. Are those marshmallows?
No, I don't know what those
are. They are, but they're little chunks. They're just little shapes made out of sugar. I don't know how they're technically called marshmallows. They're not smushy.
Do you remember these Golden Grams? Like they were making those like Rice Krispie treats out of Golden Grams.
Oh, sure. They make them out of
disgusting.
I feel like they make them out of Cinnamon Toast Crunch as well.
Yeah, that always grosses me. I can't marshmallowy stuff. I grosses me out. I get sick.
Any marshmallowy things?
Yeah, like I can have a marshmallow. Like if I toast a marshmallow, it's fine. But any marshmallow that's like what's the one? What's the
Malamars you don't like. I know that.
Oh,
I know. Well, all right, that I could see. That's not everybody's jam. But let's see. What about? I'm trying to think. There's a s'mores. There are some things that are s'mores. Like there are s'mores Pop-Tarts. Those are good.
really?
Yeah, they have. It's a regular Pop-Tart with chocolate and marshmallow like striped into it, into the filling. And it's
Interesting.
got like the chocolate frosting on top.
I can't remember the last time I had a Pop-Tart. When was the last time you had a Pop-Tart?
I don't know. I got a box of them in the kitchen.
Really?
Yeah. To be fair, we got that box, but before that, it's been like it was like a year since our last box of Pop-Tarts.
Wow, we have very different eating habits. Even before I ate well, we have very different eating habits. You really eat anything and everything.
Not anything and everything. I don't eat stuff. There's certain things that I don't know. There's certain things I don't eat.
Like what? I feel like an old man. I'm like, I can't eat that anymore. I can't eat that even before I was eating good. I would like something like this, or like I would just I would be uncomfortable.
Certain candies I don't eat. Like I used to have I used to eat Twizzlers and things like that. I don't eat those anymore.
Doesn't that make you feel old? It's like, can't handle.
No, it's not because I don't. It's because I don't want to eat them anymore. I could.
Oh, like you lost the taste for them.
Yeah, and I don't like that red dye they use in it. I'm just like, you know what? I'm good. I don't have to eat this.
Shrinks your dick. That dye.
Okay.
I just tell myself that anything that I want to eat, I can't. It's gonna shrink.
So you're like, oh, that's why.
Yeah,
that's the cause of this.
All right, now we got to play the music. We can't talk about my erectile dysfunction.
Ooh, smoked paprika. I do eat whenever I can.
That's a hell of a call. That's like a 3-year-old callback right there. We know Frank eats paprika.
Yeah, Lindarella too with the smoked paprika. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lindarella got it too.
Yeah, everybody got there. Yeah, smoked paprika. Let's see. When's the last time I actually used? It's been a long time. I think I still have that. I think the same bottle is still in the kitchen.
You got to put that on the couch next episode if you have.
To be fair, I think I may have gotten rid of the original and bought a new one.
This is a new one?
This might be a new one, yeah.
No bullshit. My uncle would text me like every 4 weeks, 5 weeks. He'd be like, "Frank's still working on that paprika." He was enthralled by it. He was so consumed.
To be fair, it's a healthy sized bottle. It's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh shit! All right, good times. Good having you here, Frankie C. It was good to see Jay Sabs as well. Appreciate all you guys, of course. We'll be back with you here on Friday. Hang tight till then.
Show me potato salad.
My oval. Yes.
Maybe we should go now.
Yes.
Go ahead.